What is up, everyone? This is Tuzlo, aka Seabass. I just want to say I do apologize for not uploading to the channel these last couple of days. I've been extremely busy with work, my arcade business, life, and just trying to I guess be on top of everything and I guess up to date or up to speed with like my personal life stuff. But I will give you guys the necessary 6th gen update. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, which you guys should by now, you guys have been noticing that I've been doing a lot of body work on the 6th gen, and of course a helicopter is hovering over us making a lot of noise. But anyways, I'm gonna give you guys the update you guys have been wanting about the 6th gen. So first things first, we already have the passenger side fender completely deleted the USDM side marker. We didn't bondo it like the previous owner did with some masking tape on the back. I really should have taken a video of that, but it was just ridiculous. Basically, the previous owner threw masking tape on the back and just layered on top bondo over the USDM side marker hole. So I sanded all that down, welded a new piece of sheet metal from like an old fender that I had laying around, covered up the hole, threw some bondo on it, and it's all done. So this fender's perfectly done. Just gotta wet sand it and make sure it's all good. And then I have this front bumper. I ended up sanding the whole thing down because the original paint on the bumper, or I guess you can say the paint that they applied, was just flaking off with just my finger just going like this to it, and I didn't want that to happen to the new paint I will be applying. So I ended up just sanding the bumper down to the bare plastic, and I already threw ahead and sprayed some SEM primer. I'm gonna show you guys the stuff I use. This is some expensive primer, but this is like what professionals use in the industry. So I ended up just using that. So the whole bumper is already primered in that. And then I just recently finished today the passenger fender. You guys can see it is beautiful. You guys remember the whole waviness going on right here? Like the previous owners, really all they did was just lay bond on top of it and just sanded it without like the proper tools. And what I mean by the proper tools is blocks. They didn't use block sanding pads. Like this is a Dura block. I'm gonna give you guys links to everything I show in this video, but I use that for like blocking to make stuff straight as possible, which is what I'm doing right here on this quarter panel. And this is another sad story of bondo mess. When I bought the car, it didn't look that bad, but when I started seeing it up close and personal, I kind of noticed that there was like a lot of waviness, and so I started sanding down, and lo and behold, a lot of bondo was discovered. So unfortunately, it's covered in bondo, but I'm gonna work with what I have. So I've been sanding the whole thing down with the blocks, making it straight as possible, and we're about 75% done with this quarter panel. We're not there yet, but I do have a few high spots right here where the aluminum is showing of the vehicle, so we gotta address those areas. And then we still gotta figure out the whole arch line situation. That's gonna be probably for another video when I do have time to set the camera down and show you guys what I'm doing step by step. But the whole fender is primered, and all I'm gonna do now is wet sand it to 600 grit, and it should be good to go. So 600 grit for both fenders. And then for this quarter panel, I thought I was done completely, but I guess not. There's like a little tiny dent right there. You can see it right there. There's a dent. So I gotta go back there and address that dent. But once that dent is addressed, then this whole quarter panel is completely done. Not that much bondo was on this one, maybe just a tiny bit where there was like a little dent that I tried popping out from the inside of the vehicle. And once that's done, both quarter panels and both fenders are done, which were the more damaged areas of the vehicle. And then I'm gonna address to the doors. I basically want to sand the doors down to the original blue paint, not this new layer of paint, because I really don't want to keep anything of this new layer paint because I'm afraid that the new paint I apply is gonna start flaking off just the same way the front bumper was flaking off, and it was just ridiculous, the whole deal. But I ended up doing that, sanding the whole front bumper down to the bare plastic, and I'm probably gonna do the same thing to the doors, sanding them down to the original layer of paint. It's pretty much what's going on with the hood. You can see right here, the paint looks like a rhino with like its like horn, and then its front horn looks like a rhino. Oh well, you can't see that. But anyways, you guys are probably asking yourselves, Seabass, what the hell's going on with your front spats? So I bought these front spats from some guy in, I don't know, other side of the country or other side of the world, and they did not line up at all. And you kind of see what I did right here. So what I did was I installed them, and there was like a huge gap right here in this whole area. So I'm gonna shape this so that it looks good installed on the vehicle so that there's no more gaps. And everyone who's been buying these have been complaining about that gap situation, and I told the guy my bumper, I told him I had a ST205 front bumper, but they didn't line up. I have a whole video on that in the I'll put it in the description so you guys can go see what I'm talking about, but those did not line up at all. So I had to modify them, I had to make them work, and I ended up using some fiberglass Bondo. It's right here. Bondo glass. So this stuff is much stronger than your regular conventional Bondo, but it has like fiberglass strands in it, which is what it looks like right here. And that's gonna be sanded down with like 80 grit, and then we're gonna make them look amazing. So that's gonna be a video for another day. This is more just of an update, not to like place the camera down and show you guys what's going on with the car, I guess. But other than that, other things I did to the vehicle, yeah. So I also removed the gas door, and I painted the insides white because my painter, he said that he was gonna charge me more if he were to have to paint the insides of the doors and whatnot. Like, you guys, probably shouldn't have opened it, but you guys see like all the door jambs are already painted. So that includes the hatch as well. I got that painted inside as well. Started sanding down the spoiler, and now I just gotta finish sanding this area down, primer it, and we're good to go for the major dents. So nothing much has changed on the Celica engine wise. I actually already did find the proper injectors for them. I just gotta go get them rebuilt or serviced just to make sure that they're all spinning in the correct way and correct output, I guess. I'm not sure what is the proper way of saying that, but I gotta go get this flow tested. I think that's what they say, flow tested. So I gotta go get those injectors flow tested, installed, and then I still gotta build my custom exhaust. So those are the two major steps, and then the 3MZ swap is completely done. And our goal is to get this car to Wreckfest this year. It's in July, I believe. So I got a couple months, but I'm not gonna sleep on it. Every day after work, I've been dedicating about 2 hours of sanding and doing stuff to the vehicle. So that's just gonna be the way it is until it's done, I guess. I will end up buying a spotlight. I'm gonna be buying a spotlight from DeWalt so that I can set it down, set a camera down, and that way you guys can see the progress, and I could maybe put you guys in a time lapse and show you guys from there on forward. Oh, and another product I want to tell you guys about. Block Jack Guide Coat. This stuff, it's amazing. So what this stuff is, basically you apply it, and look at that. It like lays a layer of black dust, sort of like coal, and once you start sanding it, you will see where your low spots are at. So that's been a really great helpful tool. As I said, I'm gonna give you guys all the tools and stuff I use in the video description. And this layer right here, this is like a finishing glaze that you put after you're done bondoing, and this is the name right here. It's Dolphin Glaze. That's the part number, and it does have a hardener like Bondo, and it's much more smoother and easier to apply than Bondo. So it's pretty forgiving, and it's easier to sand, but it's just as hard as Bondo. It's like a finishing coat that you want to apply. You don't want to put a lot of it. You're not even supposed to be putting a lot of Bondo, but you know, some people will just go crazy with it. This is a thin layer. This isn't nothing crazy, guys. So don't judge me. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. I've been talking too much. It's about 10 minutes, so there's your guys' little update on the GT-V6 Celica. So stay tuned for more in the future, guys, and I'll catch you guys soon.